Dear friends, welcome to the captivating world of Ramayana, an enthralling audiobook that will take you on an extraordinary journey through time, myth, and magic. Prepare to immerse yourself in an epic tale of bravery, love, and the timeless struggle between good and evil. This tale has been passed down through generations, whispered in the winds, where legends are born, and adventures never cease. Let us embark on this epic journey. The Ramayana is a Sanskrit epic poem from ancient times in India. It is a story of good versus evil, love versus hate, and virtue versus vice. It is a story that has been told and retold for centuries, and it continues to inspire people all over the world. The scholars' estimates for the earliest stage of the text range from the 8th to 4th centuries BCE, and later stages extend up to the 3rd century CE, although the original date of composition is unknown. It is one of the largest ancient epics in world literature, written by Sage Valmiki. It consists of nearly 24,000 verses, mostly set in the Shloka or Anustubh metre, and it is divided into 7 chapters, or Kāṇḍas. Bālakāṇḍa, Ayodhyakāṇḍa, Araṇyakāṇḍa, Kiṣkindakāṇḍa, Sundarākāṇḍa, Yuddhakāṇḍa, and Uttarakāṇḍa. Long ago, there lived a noble and righteous king named Dasharatha who ruled over the kingdom of Ayodhya, on the banks of the river Sarayu. King Dasharatha had 3 wives, Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. Kaushalya was the eldest queen. Dasharatha was still unhappy as he had no children. The sages advised him to undertake a fire sacrifice, or yagya, and pray to obtain a boon from God for children. He did so, and God appeared and handed him a pot of nectar. The god told Dasharatha to share the nectar with his 3 queens. Soon after, the 3 queens gave birth to sons. Kaushalya gave birth to Rama, after which Bharata was born to Kaikeyi, and later on Sumitra gave birth to twins Lakshmana and Shatrughna. King Dasharatha was very happy and the whole kingdom rejoiced. The people of Ayodhya celebrated the birth of the 4 princes. Dasharatha loved all his sons, but Rama was his dearest. He was very proud of his handsome eldest son and could not bear to be away from him even for a moment. Under sage Vashistha's guidance, the 4 princes excelled themselves in archery, riding, hunting, and learned about working for the welfare of the people. They loved each other, but there was a special bond between Rama and Lakshmana. One day, the sage Vishwamitra came to Dasharatha and asked him to send Rama to the forest to kill the demoness, who was continuously disrupting the fire sacrifice. Dasharatha agreed, and both Rama and Lakshmana accompanied Vishwamitra to the forest, where they faced various challenges. They encountered demons such as Taraka and Subahu and defeated them with their valor and skills. Impressed by their bravery, Vishwamitra blessed them with divine weapons and the knowledge to use them effectively. All the sages completed their sacrifice and left for the kingdom of Mithila. Rama and Lakshmana accompanied them. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of Mithila, King Janaka announced a grand ceremony. The king had a bow that belonged to Lord Shiva, and he declared that whoever could lift and string the bow would marry his daughter, Princess Sita. Princes and kings from various kingdoms arrived to attempt the feat, but none succeeded. Even Ravana, the king of Lanka, failed to lift the bow and hurriedly disappeared from the hall out of shame. Rama bowed before Vishwamitra to seek his blessings and walked up to the mighty Shiva bow. He lifted it up effortlessly and strung the bow. The entire hall echoed with the sound of the bow being stringed. The bow broke with a thunderous sound, astonishing everyone present there. King Janaka was extremely happy that Rama, the eldest prince of Ayodhya, was to wed his daughter Sita. Hearing the news of Rama's success, Dasharatha was overjoyed to learn that his son would marry the beautiful princess Sita. Arrangements were made for Rama and Sita's wedding, and Ayodhya was adorned with lights, flowers, and joyous celebrations. The grand ceremony took place, attended by gods, sages, and dignitaries from far and wide. While Rama wed Sita, Urmila was married to Lakshmana, and Janaka's nieces Mandavi and Shrutakirti to Bharatha and Shatrughna, respectively. Soon after their marriage, King Dasharatha wanted to crown Rama as the king of Ayodhya. Dasharatha therefore consulted his ministers, and all of them wholeheartedly welcomed this decision. Dasharatha felt very happy and enthusiastic and immediately made an announcement to this effect. However, Queen Kaikeyi's maid, Manthara, wanted her queen's son, Bharatha, to become the king and filled her mind with jealousy against Rama. Manipulated by Manthara's words, Kaikeyi demanded that Dasharatha fulfill the 2 boons he had promised her long ago. She requested that Rama be sent into exile for 14 years and that her son, Bharatha, be crowned as the king of Ayodhya. Dasharatha was heartbroken, but he was bound to keep his promise. Bharatha at that time had left for the kingdom of Kaikeyi along with Shatrughna, as his grandfather, King Ashvapathi, had requested his presence as he was ill. Rama, ever devoted to his father and bound by his duty, accepted the exile without any hesitation. He decided to leave Ayodhya and spend the next 14 years in the forest, accompanied by Sita and Lakshmana. The citizens of Ayodhya were filled with grief. But Rama, with a calm demeanor and unwavering determination, assured everyone that he would return after completing his exile. Sita, Rama and Lakshmana discarded all their royal clothes and dressed like hermits. They walked barefoot and carried bows and arrows with them. Bharatha was horrified by his mother's demand and went to the forest to persuade Rama to return. When he refused, Bharatha took Rama's footwear and placed it on the throne. He decided to rule the kingdom till Rama returns. During their exile, they came across a beautiful place called Panchavathi, a serene forest on the banks of the Godavari river. They built a small hut and settled there. Life in Panchavathi was peaceful, and Rama spent his days protecting the forest and its inhabitants. However, their peaceful life was disrupted when they encountered Shurpanakha, the sister of the demon king Ravana. Enamored by Rama's charm, Shurpanakha approached him and proposed marriage. Rama politely declined, stating that he was already married to Sita. He advised her to go ask Lakshmana and see if he was willing to marry her. Lakshmana also declined and asked her to leave. Enraged and humiliated, Shurpanakha attacked Sita. In defense of Sita, Lakshmana swiftly stepped forward and cut off Shurpanakha's nose. Shurpanakha fled to Lanka, vowing revenge against Rama and his companions. In Lanka, Shurpanakha sought the counsel of her brother Ravana, the 10-headed demon king. She described Sita's beauty and her connection to the powerful Rama, arousing Ravana's desire for Sita. Driven by his lust and greed, Ravana decided to abduct Sita. Ravana sent his uncle Maricha, who took the form of the golden deer, to attract Sita. Enchanted by the deer's beauty, Sita asked Rama to catch it. Rama, sensing danger, warned Lakshmana not to leave Sita alone and went after the deer. Rama chased the deer and finally shot it. But Maricha used his magical voice and called Lakshmana for help. Hearing Rama's voice, Sita was afraid and asked Lakshmana to help him. Before leaving, Lakshmana drew a magic line to protect Sita and told her not to cross it. Ravana, taking advantage of the opportunity, disguised himself as an old sage and approached Sita, and begged for alms. As soon as the unsuspecting Sita walked across the line to give him food, Ravana grabbed her hand and revealed his true identity. She tried to pull away her hand, but Ravana forcibly dragged her to his flying chariot known as Pushpak Viman, and fled away towards Lanka. Jatayu, the king of birds, heard her cries and tried to save Sita, but Ravana wounded him badly. Feeling desperate, Sita looked down and noticed a group of monkey men known as Vanara, sitting atop a hill. Without losing any more time, she removed some of her ornaments, and threw them down so that it fell amidst the Vanaras. They were surprised and looked up, but couldn't help, as Ravana zoomed past them and crossed the ocean to reach Lanka. Ravana tried to persuade Sita into staying in his palace, but she refused and chose to stay in the royal garden known as Ashoka Vatika, under the shade of the Ashoka tree. Ravana appointed demonesses to guard her. He instructed them to look after Sita well, and not to hurt her in any way. Ravana thus hoped that Sita would eventually agree to be his queen. In the meantime, Rama and Lakshmana searched every corner of the forest, calling out Sita's name in desperation. They questioned animals, birds, and even the trees, hoping for any clue that could lead him to Sita. But their efforts were in vain. Just when all hope seemed lost, they encountered Jatayu, who informed them about the abduction. On their way, when Rama killed the demon, Kāṇḍa, and released him from a curse, he advised him to meet Sugriva to find Sita. So, they met Sugriva, who had been tormented by his powerful brother Bali. Sugriva, after listening to Rama's story, formed a bond of friendship with him. Rama agreed to help Sugriva defeat Bali, and restore him to his rightful throne in return for Sugriva's assistance in finding Sita. Rama defeated Bali and Sugriva became the king of Kiṣkindakāṇḍa. Keeping his promise, Sugriva immediately mobilized his vast army of Vanara, and asked his chief minister, Hanuman, to assist in the search for Sita. Hanuman, known for his unmatched strength, wisdom, and devotion, offered to go to Lanka and gather information about Sita's whereabouts. With a leap that defied the bounds of human capability, Hanuman crossed the vast ocean and reached Lanka. Hanuman infiltrated Ravana's palace in search of Sita. He found her imprisoned in a beautiful garden, surrounded by demonesses. Hanuman informed Sita about Lord Rama's mission and presented her with Rama's ring, as proof of his authenticity. Overwhelmed with joy and relief, Sita conveyed her gratitude to Hanuman, and gave him a piece of her jewelry, as a token of telling Rama about her well-being. Ravana, infuriated by Hanuman's audacity, ordered his demon army to capture him. Hanuman then asked Ravana to set Sita free, but Ravana refused. Ravana ordered his servants to set his tail on fire. Hanuman, using his extraordinary powers, frees himself from his bonds, and with his tail ablaze, flies around Lanka setting it on fire, causing chaos and panic within Ravana's kingdom. Hanuman spared the Ashoka garden, and made sure that Sita was safe. After seeking her blessings, he left Lanka. He dipped his tail in the seawater, to put out the fire, and then flew off to Kiṣkindakāṇḍa. Hanuman told Rama all about Sita, and conveyed her message too. He then handed over the ornament that Sita had sent as a memento. Rama, Lakshmana, and Sugriva then rounded up a huge army for a great battle against Ravana and his formidable soldiers. They constructed a bridge across the sea, by placing stones and boulders. The army crossed the sea and reached Lanka. A fierce battle began. Thousands of great warriors of both armies were killed. Ravana, the 10-headed demon king, fought fiercely, unleashing his powers upon Rama. But Rama, armed with divine weapons, proved to be an invincible force. One by one, Ravana's generals and powerful allies were defeated, and his army began to crumble. Ravana called his brother Kumbhakarna, who had the habit of sleeping for 6 months at a time, for help. He appeared on the battlefield striking terror, but Rama killed him. Meanwhile, Ravana's son, Indrajit, who was a great warrior, took charge. He had the power to become invisible, and attacked Lakshmana with a magic serpent arrow. The poison emitted by the arrow made Lakshmana lose consciousness. Immediately, Hanuman flew to Mount Gandhamadana to find a herb called Sanjivani, to save him. But Hanuman failed to identify the particular herb, and so he brought the whole mountain with him. The Sanjivani later saved Lakshmana's life. Ultimately, Lakshmana destroyed the secret power of Indrajit by using a suitable weapon, and also struck down his head. Indrajit's death was the severest blow to Ravana. He had lost all his sons and one of his brothers, and a huge piece of his army in the war. Finally, Ravana climbed into his chariot and entered the battlefield, with a fierce determination to kill Rama. Rama and Ravana engaged in an epic battle, their swords clashing, and arrows filling the skies. As both Ravana and Rama were both powerful, the battle between them was very fierce, and raged on for several days. In the Lanka War, Vibhishana's knowledge about the secrets of Lanka proved invaluable to Rama. When Rama was unable to kill Ravana, he revealed the secret of Ravana's invulnerability to Rama. He told Rama that Ravana has stored the nectar of immortality in his belly, and it is necessary to dry it. With this knowledge, Rama was finally able to kill Ravana, bringing an end to his tyranny. Thus, Ravana, the once invincible demon king, fell to the ground, vanquished by the righteousness and valor of Rama. The whole country rejoiced over the death of this wicked king. Only, Ravana's brother Vibhishana, and his queens including Mandodari were plunged into grief. Rama kept his word and crowned Vibhishana as the king of Lanka. Victorious, Rama rushed to Sita, who had endured hardships and remained steadfast in her devotion. Their reunion was a moment of pure bliss, filled with tears of joy, and a sense of triumph over adversity. However, doubts and whispers about Sita's purity began to circulate. Despite Sita's unwavering devotion and innocence, Rama felt compelled to address the concerns and ensure the sanctity of his future reign. Reluctantly, Rama asked Sita to undergo a trial by fire known as Agni Pariksha, to prove her purity. Sita, confident in her devotion and righteousness, willingly stepped into the fire. As she emerged unscathed and pure, the gods themselves testified to her innocence. After this successful defeat of Ravana and the rescue of Sita, Rama returned to Ayodhya with his loyal allies, including Hanuman and the Vanara warriors. The citizens of Ayodhya joyfully welcomed their beloved prince and celebrated his homecoming. The city was adorned with lights and decorations, as the citizens rejoiced at the homecoming of their beloved prince. Bharatha was waiting for Rama's return. He begged him to take charge of the kingdom. Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, Sumitra, and sage Vashistha blessed Rama, and with their consent, Rama agreed to become the king. Rama's coronation as the king of Ayodhya was a grand affair, and witnessed by gods, sages, and people from all corners of the kingdom. The reign of Rama, known as Ram Raja, was marked by prosperity, justice, peace and harmony. Unfortunately, once again doubts and whispers about Sita's purity began to circulate among the citizens of Ayodhya. Despite the test, Rama's subjects continue to doubt Sita's purity, and so, he reluctantly decides to banish her to the forest. Sita, heartbroken but resolute, seeks refuge with Valmiki, the sage who later composes the Ramayana. In Valmiki's hermitage, Sita gave birth to twin sons, Lava and Kusha. They grew up to become skilled in various arts. Meanwhile, Rama performed a grand horse sacrifice, called Ashwamedha Yagya, to establish his authority as a universal ruler. The sacrificial horse is released to roam freely, and any ruler could challenge the authority of the king by fighting with the warriors who accompanied the horse. Incidentally, when Lava and Kusha saw the sacrificial horse, they captured it, leading to a confrontation with Rama's forces. During the confrontation, Valmiki brought Sita before Rama to prove her son's identity. Rama was overjoyed to see his beloved wife again, but felt torn between his duty as a king and his love for her. Sita, unable to bear the public doubt and to prove her purity once more, and called her mother, Bhumi Devi, the earth, to bear witness to her innocence. The earth opened up, and Sita returned to her mother's embrace, ending her mortal life. Rama is devastated by Sita's departure and feels a void in his life. He realized that his time on earth is coming to an end, and so he entrusts the kingdom to his sons Lava and Kusha. Thus, this epic leaves us with profound lessons on love, sacrifice, and moral integrity. It teaches us the power of righteousness, the triumph of good over evil, and the strength of familial bonds. Through Rama's unwavering devotion and Sita's resilience, it imparts enduring moral values. Thank you, friends. Hope you have enjoyed the epic story of Ramayana in this audiobook. Do not forget to comment, share, like and subscribe to www.youtube.com/@weaversnest. Also, visit our website, www.weaversnest.org.